There comes a time in everyone's lives where they will feel lonely. With the onset of the pandemic these past 2 years, this feeling has undoubtedly amplified in more people. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everyone? It's your boy Skyfish, and today we're gonna talk about some of the root causes of loneliness and what you can do when you're feeling down and under. Well, what is loneliness? Loneliness is the feeling of when being alone becomes insufferable to a point where you crave human connection. Loneliness is a feeling you could experience with other people as well, even when you have tons of friends. It's a feeling of being empty inside, a desire for human warmth. How do you solve this? Step 1. Pay attention to yourself with kindness. I think the greatest thing any person could do for themselves is treating themselves better. Treat yourself as you would a friend. A friend typically would have your back, and if you're sad or upset, they would do things to cheer you up. You have to treat yourself the same way. Why am I such a loser? No one wants to be my friend. Yeah, that's because you're fat, bitch. Why am I such a loser? No one wants to be my friend. It's okay, man. You tried your best. You know what cheer you up? What? Some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah. That does sound pretty good right now. The difference in attitude is night and day in how you perceive yourself and how you let being alone affect you. Just by paying attention to yourself and treating yourself how a friend would, you would feel less alone without even doing anything. I do feel that there's tons of us who have friends, know how to make friends, yet this feeling still persists in our day-to-day lives. For those that try yet struggle with making a connection, what you could consciously or subconsciously do is that you create a version of yourself that friend or that group will accept. This version of yourself, or so-called mask, is not your authentic self, and when people relate to you, they relate to the mask and not you. And because you're not truly able to relate to anyone, you feel trapped on your own private island, thus feeling empty. If you're able to make friends through this method, ironically, the solution becomes the problem. You could become addicted to this mask and fear the rejection that come with it if you expose your true self. The real solution is simple. Mask off.
Mask off. Fuck it.
I know being authentic is difficult. Letting yourself be vulnerable to others is a scary thing to do. It takes a lot of strength and courage to open up and let yourself be hurt. But you can do it. I believe in you. Now, I'm not saying to do it all at once. You could take small steps like this. Yo man, I just got here. What did you want to talk about with me today? I jack off 5 times a week, sometimes 7 times a week, but never over 2 times a day. I shoplifted once when I was 15, I have a sexual attraction to penguins, and sometimes I have wet sexual fantasies with me, you, and a pompadour. Just kidding. But pay attention to others, and there'll be signs when the other person reciprocates. Hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing okay. It sounds like there's good and bad things going on in your life. Would you like to talk about either? And bam! That's a motherfucking human connection right there. Right there! And you can relate with whatever comes after that. According to a 2020 Cigna survey, of the 10,000 people surveyed, around 61% of US adults are reported to be chronically lonely. 61! And in 2019, nearly half of the Americans that were surveyed were reported to be lonely. Generation Z and millennials suffer the most and are reported to be the loneliest generation. Looking at these statistics, over half of you that are watching this video right now are lonely, which mathematically would equal around 5 people. But next time you feel lonely, just think of the millions and the billions of people out there that are just as lonely as you. I think there is solace in belonging in a group where everyone in the group feels like they don't belong anywhere. You know what they say, misery loves company, so let's be miserable together. Yes. How many of you guys aimlessly browse the internet and before you know it, the day is over? Sometimes, you're like, that was awesome. You know, I want to do that again. Other times you're like, fuck, I have like a paper due. That didn't feel so good. I should have spent my day better. According to Nielsen Insight reports, quarter 3 of 2018 had on average 8 hours a day spent on the screen. In quarter 4, over 9 hours. In 2020, amidst COVID, the average screen time was a whopping 13 hours a day. 13 hours a day on the screen. This evidence alone explains why so many adults struggle with personal connections. If most of your time is spent on the internet, the problem is very apparent itself. Now the solution is to be more intentional with your screen time. Be mindful how you use it. And when you use the internet, question yourself, what are you using the internet for? Some questions you could ask yourself. How much time will I be using the internet for? Will I be using the internet to make a connection with a friend? What am I hoping to achieve? What should I be doing right now? Would I feel better if I did those things first and then browsed internet later? The internet has undoubtedly shaped everyone's lives, but it has also shaped how people think about success. Well, you may think, Skyfish, what does success have to do anything with loneliness? Well, I'll tell you. Currently, we are living in a world that is more fast-paced, more hectic, and busier than ever. We are taught to think more is better. More Facebook friends, more Instagram followers, we have to have a nice job, we have to be fit, we have to be attractive. Our society idealizes this perfect life. And everyone on the planet wants that life. And actually, a lot of us depict that life on social media. But if over 61% of US adults say that they're chronically lonely, then it becomes clear what people pursue is actually the image of having that perfect life rather than that life itself. But nowadays, almost everyone is rushing to do things, right? They're rushing to accomplish X, Y, and Z. But sometimes, the faster you go, the more disconnected you can become from the world. You can feel alone because you're living life at a such fast pace that everything becomes a blur. You live life not appreciating what's around you. So going slower is sometimes better. So next time, maybe go for a walk, talk to your neighbors. Enjoy and appreciate what's around you because life has so much to offer. If you found this video helpful at all, please subscribe, like, and comment below on what type of other videos you would like to see. Thank you, stay tuned, and fly high.